Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another MyTeam video here today. It's today time for the first of two American races. Of course, this one is a lot earlier in the season than our race at Kota. But if you're excited for this race, then please like and subscribe already, as we are on our way to 250 subscribers. And we are almost there, 24 subscribers to go, as we are going to do some upgrades. Or are we? I don't know. Let's see. Durability upgrade. Yes, we are going to do that. It's a $10 million upgrade to make durability spec 3 so that we can unlock our final upgrades. And then the car is 100% done. As you can see, last time around we had a problem with our car. So we have to change the MGUK. And we are now moving on towards the Miami Grand Prix of the 5th of May. And maybe we can do something there. Let's find out what we can do at the Miami Grand Prix, as it's the first one that we will be doing in America. Starting our first lap here in qualifying. Of course, Miami is new since 2022, so I haven't had the most amount of laps on this track just yet, because I've mainly been playing the MyTeam career mode, and yeah, that's basically it. I haven't done any offline racing because I feel like I just want to continue this series. And as you can see, the first lap here in Miami isn't going that well, so we are definitely going to do a few extra laps in qualifying to make sure that we can be as fast as possible in the race. It's P13 after the first lap, but we will improve. Maybe not this lap, maybe the next lap. As you can see, 1/10 slower already. So we will do a slow lap and then we'll go again. Of course, as you can see, I didn't listen to myself and I went for another fast lap. Because I thought, like, why not? If I can do it right now, then I can save myself a bit of tire for if it's needed in the race. A lock up at the end of that long straight means that we lose a bit of time, but still 7/10 is the improvement. And is that enough? At the moment it's P11. Let's see, is that enough for us? Yes, it is. It's P12, a second off the pace, but still, we are not the fastest in qualifying, so I don't worry too much. Last time around, I don't know, how did we do in qualifying? It's been a while since I recorded this video, so I don't know actually. As you can see, the first lap here in Q2 is P16 at the moment, because everybody has set a time already. And at the moment it's PS3, Ocon, Magnussen and Albon that we need to be faster than. But yeah, let's find out what we can do. Of course, we are still learning this track, even though we are already in season 4 of our MyTeam. But I feel like this will go quite good, because I feel like this is not the most difficult track. It's only if you miss the apex of turn, I think it's 4 or 5, then you have a lot of time that you lose, just because you have that S section and going into a slingshot corner. And at the end of this lap, well, you can see it didn't go too well. Luckily we got over the line and we are in P9 at the moment. But let's find out. Yes, we are still able to get going, and we are now with 10 seconds remaining crossing the line, even less than 10 seconds. But we had to wait around 2 minutes in the garage to make sure that our rear wing is still complete. And as you can see, something else is complete as well, and it's qualifying. Q2 is done. Everybody is setting their times, and at the moment we are still at P9. And this lap is only needed if we drop out of that, and it doesn't look like it, so we are actually through already. But at the time when I was recording this, I didn't think about that they already set their time. But yes, I was pushing as hard as possible because I thought I will definitely lose positions, but it doesn't happen. As you can see, a purple sector 2, so that's great. Half a second faster than George Russell at the moment. And coming across the finish line, 3/10 is the improvement, and it's good for P7. So yeah, to be honest, really happy with that, as last time around I was P12, of course. in Q1. So we are getting faster and faster. Maybe we can go for a top 5 today in qualifying. 2 tenths of pole, so we are improving quite a lot. You can see Lawson, Gasly, Piastri, Ocon, and somebody else is out. To be honest, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You will find out once you get into the grid. It's not a walk, it's a summary of the grid. You could put it like that. As we are now in Q3, setting our first lap, trying to be as fast as possible because that is the goal. If you still don't know what qualifying is at this point of the video, then don't worry, I'll explain it to you right now. As you can see, Carlos Sainz puts the fastest lap and we spin around. Of course, this was a used set of tires, but let me explain qualifying to you then. If you put a time in and you are one of the fastest, then you get put to the head of the board. The slower you are, the further down you go. Only the 16 fastest in my team go through to the second part of qualifying, and only the 10 fastest go through to the third part, where we will fight for pole position to make sure where we will start the Sunday race. But in real life, of course, there are only 20 drivers, so it's the top 15 gets through to Q2 and the top 10 goes through to Q3. As we are putting in some fast laps, of course. Our first lap didn't count as we spun around, but as you can see, we are still going for a good lap. 2 green sectors because we can't go slower than a time that we haven't set. And at the moment, it looks like we are going to be around, I don't know, P10? Never mind, we are faster than P10. To be honest, I really thought it was only P10, but it's actually P4. So I'm happy with P4. Qualifying is my worst part. So as you can see, once again, 2 tenths of pole. Carlos Sainz takes pole position once again. That guy is just in another league. He drives like maybe Max Verstappen last year in real life. Because he has won every race that I haven't won this season. As we are currently in race number 6. So he has won already 4 races. And I've only won 1. So no other team... or have I won one already? I think I have. Well, let's find out.
Welcome to the Miami International Autodrome, home of the Miami Grand Prix. This exciting track circumnavigates the Hard Rock Stadium, home to the National Football League outfit, the Miami Dolphins. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Lightning, Charles Leclerc and Fernando Alonso, Tictum, Russell, Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda, Liam Lawson, Gasly, Oscar Piastri and Ocon, Magnussen, Albon, Robert Schwartzman and Mick Schumacher, Stroll, Latifi, Norris. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Guan Yu Zhou. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. We should talk about Williams. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
And yes, I've already won 1 race this season in Saudi Arabia, but here we go for the Miami Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. Carlos Sainz gets a good start and we get a bad one as always, losing 3 positions already, going side by side with Daniel Tictum, as it's not the best start for us, losing 1 position extra maybe side by side with Daniel Ricciardo, as you can see, but Carlos Sainz still leads the way, and that's good because we can use the points. And if he gets a good race today and every other race until his contract renewal, then maybe he doesn't even need to be renewed and he can go on a vacation for the rest of the season. But we'll find out in just a few races time. But first is this one, as we are already at the end of lap 1. Carlos Sainz puts in the fastest lap as he is the first man to cross the finish line, the first of 29 times. So here we go, almost into the back of Daniel Ticktum. Damn. Okay, let's get our head down and get into a rhythm, because that's what we need. Lap 2, we go a bit deep into this corner, because I thought maybe we can go around the outside and then turn it into the inside, but that didn't happen. As you can see in front of me, the 2 Red Bulls, the 2 Ferraris and a McLaren fighting all for P2. If you take a look at the minimap, you can see that my teammate is already a few seconds ahead. Why? Well, because he is fast. And as you can see right now, we are fast as well, and we are trying to overtake Dan Ticktum, going all the way to the inside, switching to the outside, going around the outside. As you can see, we are now inside our car. What do you think of this POV? Let me know, because then I will change it up a bit more. Maybe we put that in more often, maybe not, as we go around the outside of Dan Ticktum here into turn 1. Is the job done? Not yet, still side by side, going into second and third. Yes, we are through. Finally, we are up to P6, and now it's time for us to do the same thing to Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen, because they are all in our way. But we'll have to do it step by step. You can't go from 6th to 2nd without going to 5th, 4th and 3rd, 1st. So let's do it then. Let's get P5 here on the straight. Can we do the same thing that we did to Dan Ticktum? Yes, we can. Going around the outside of Alonso, a small lug up from him. Well, that only helps us, as we are now past Fernando Alonso and we are up into the top 5. And that's what we need. That's what we definitely need if we want to take Carlos Sainz all the way to the final race with this championship. Of course, he's already leading by too many points to even try, but at least let's try. Yeah, I don't know. As we are now behind Charles Leclerc, can we do the same thing as we did before? Yes, we can. Going around the outside, almost running into the back of Sergio Perez. And what the hell has happened now? Okay, so Leclerc is now in P3. Perez is now the next one that we have to overtake, and we are going to do that as we are going down the inside. So yeah, you could call this mission failed successfully. Well, let's call it that. As we are now in P4, we gain the position and Charles Leclerc is still ahead of us. He is trying to stay on track as he lost the back end a few times there. But we are already in lap 9, and as you can see, the gap to my teammate in P1, well, it's only bigger than the gap that was before. As we are going down the inside of Charles Leclerc, going to the outside, and can we go around the outside of Max Verstappen, going really deep into that corner, but we have the inside line and we are up into P2. The gap is 8 seconds, so Carlos Sainz is a second lap faster. What the hell? Yeah, okay. Not that much that I can say about it, only that we still have 20 laps to go with a purple second sector. Well, that's good. As there's a yellow flag, I don't know what is happening there. I think Daniel Ricciardo got a puncture, because otherwise I don't see a reason why the McLaren is going slow but not retiring. I don't have a replay of that. Maybe I can put it into a short. Let me know if you want to see it. But yeah, now we move on, as the gap is 9 seconds to Sainz. So it's not a second per lap anymore, and that is good. We need to change it up. As we are in lap 14, still 9 seconds. So we are the same pace as our teammate, and that only shows that it's pretty much the car that is as fast as it is at the moment. But I feel like if other teams want to be as fast as well, they just need to upgrade their car, as it's time for us to come into the pits here in lap 14. My teammate is staying out one more lap, as he has the gap to overcut everybody. And yeah, coming out of the pit on the hards, so we have to take these tires onto the next 15 laps to help us get to the end of this Grand Prix. Still Tsunoda, Alonso and Perez not in the pits. Well, they are now. My teammate is in the pits as well, but that came when he went out of it. So That was a Ferrari moment, you could call it that, if you have seen the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But yeah, the gap to Sainz ahead is still 10 seconds. It has grown even a bit more. As there's a yellow flag. What has happened here? What? What? Okay, Fernando is out of the race. And a safety car is deployed. Okay. Let's get at the back of the safety car. And as you can see, Carlos Sainz leading the driver standings. And also leading this Grand Prix. It's Sergio Perez in P3. Then Leclerc, Russell, Tsunoda, Lawson, Ocon, Gasly, and Albon in P10. Verstappen only in P11, so I don't know what he did. But it's not something that he wants to do. As he was really angry once he got the penalty. No, he didn't get a penalty. It was that he only got P2 in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But yeah, it's time for us to restart this race. It's a small sprint race with only 10 laps to go. And as you can see, this is the first of 10 of them. Can we win this Grand Prix? Well, let's find out. As the safety car is coming in, you can see on the left hand side, we are going to stay on track and try to overtake our teammate. As it's green flag running once again, everybody is following Carlos Sainz. And we are in P2 following him as well. Not going for the overtake into turn 1 just yet. We want to give ourselves a bit of time, a bit of space to try and get a good overtake. As Perez is now really close behind us. Only 9 laps to go. And he is taking every chance that he gets to overtake me. Because he of course wants to win as well. And that's only possible if he overtakes me and my teammate. But we are by far the best team out here. And I feel like we should be able to do this. But Carlos Sainz is running away once again. The gap is already over 1 second. And that's not what we need. That's not what we want. So we are starting to push as well. The gap to the car behind is only 3 tenths. So Perez can stay really close behind. Let's try to change that up so that we can attack our teammates. But of course we have to up our pace if we want to do that. Because the gap is getting bigger and bigger. But we have put in the fastest lap a few laps ago. And as you can see, Perez is still really close behind. 2 tenths is the difference between us. And we need to make that gap bigger. Because otherwise it's not going to happen. We can't still be defending from Perez if we need to attack Sainz. It's just not possible to multitask that. Maybe we can do it the same way like Leclerc did on Perez. But I don't know what we can do. As the gap is now finally within 1 second to our teammate ahead, only a few laps to go. Let's try to win this race. Of course, if we want to win the championship for a second time in a row, we need to win this race and we need to win the next coming races. But it can only happen if we are faster. That is the reason why we need to be faster. Well, I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. I'm all out of words that I can say. So let's just commentate on what we are seeing right now. You can see the gap to Perez behind is 1.1 seconds. Finally, he is out of our DRS and we can now fully focus on our teammate ahead. Putting him on a defensive line for the first time in this race. And let's just hope that we can do that in the next coming laps as well. As you can see, not our best exit. But we are still really close behind as we go down the inside of lap 28. It's the penultimate lap. And we go for an easy braking zone. But Carlos Sainz doesn't wait a single corner and he tries to overtake us once again. But he doesn't succeed here. Going into the final lap, we are leading over our teammate by just 1/10 of a second. The gap to Perez is 2 seconds as we go really deep into turn 1. I don't know what happened there. It was just too much at that moment. And I felt like I wasted too much time in braking, so I tried to brake as late as possible, but that of course led to going deep. The gap is now 8 tenths with only a few corners and a straight to go. Perez is already caught up to us once again because we've been fighting. And yeah, you can see, can we defend from Carlos Sainz as we are going as fast as possible, and we are putting on our ERS as well. As you can see, he is really close behind us. Is he going to overtake us? He's going for the inside line. We are going to the outside because I feel like we can do that better. And he goes down the inside now into the final corner. We go side by side, having oversteer, and we collide. We have a bit of wing damage. Is it going to be that we win this race? Yes, it is. But who is coming in P2? It looks like Perez is overtaking my teammate. And damn, this is something that nobody could predict if we were in lap 1 still. So yeah, sorry to my teammates for crashing with him. Luckily, he could still finish in P3. But yeah, not the way I want to end this race.
They've done it then. A truly magnificent win here at the Miami International Autodrome. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
The faces on our top three look so incredibly happy as they make their way up to the podium. A much-deserved victory and a brilliant performance from them all.
And as you can see on the podium, we are on the top 7. I don't know if it's just a role that he's playing or that he's really happy because he looks happy. I'm speaking about Carlos Sainz here because, of course, we crashed into him. We won the race that he was leading the whole time. And now he's only in P3 because Perez overtook him as well. So I'm sorry to my teammates, but things are getting heated. And the gloves are coming off as they are literally off at the moment. But yeah, let's see the results then. It's myself in P1. We gained 10 points on Carlos Sainz, so that's good for the championship. Max Verstappen takes the fastest lap and he made a 2-stop as well. So yeah, a good race for the team. Of course, not the way that we wanted to end it, but the top 5 finished within a second and that's really close. If you take a look at what happened in Saudi Arabia, in Bahrain. So yeah, we are really in a spicy season this year. I don't know if it's going to be like that the entire season. It depends on how the other cars develop. But we can't develop anymore. We can only do a few more upgrades on the durability, but that won't make our car go faster. So let's go and take a look at the standings in just a second, as I want to see what the point difference is between me and my teammate. Well, as you can see, going down to P22 is Fernando Alonso, who took a DNF this race, of course. That helped in getting the gap down and helping us into, well, P1, as the gap is still 54 points to Carlos Sainz. Well, that's massive. The only thing that can stop him is himself, and the gap to Red Bull is 99 points. So when are we going to win this championship? Well, let's find out in the coming races. The next race is the Spanish Grand Prix, the home race for my teammates. If you don't want to miss that, then please like and subscribe and share with all your friends, as we are on our way to 250 subscribers. Almost there, but it can only be done with your help. On to the next one. Goodbye.